give other people watching who see you and they say, I want to be a host. I want to be, a comedian on YouTube. What advice can you give?
You don't have to wait for other people to tell you that you're good enough anymore. Which I won't say like a lot of people that want to do YouTube out there are waiting to do Hollywood or anything like that. But it's like live theater, television, just performance in general. I think there's this waiting room that you have to sit in. You got to wait for somebody to say, you're good enough for this part. You're good enough to write a book because I've read your manuscript and now I'm going to pay for it. You can make whatever you want and find an audience because there is no filter to get it in front of people, And yes, you're going to mess up. Yes, you're going to make mistakes, but you're also going to make a lot of awesome stuff and you're going to develop a voice. So you're constantly going to create. You're going to put it out there. And you make stuff that makes you happy because you want to make stuff that you want to watch. Because if you're making stuff that makes you happy, people are going to see that and they're going to respond to it and then you're going to gain an audience. And there's an audience for everything. As we all know, you watch YouTube and you'll be like, why does that have millions and millions of hits and hundreds of thousands of followers? I don't understand it. And that doesn't matter because hundreds of thousands of people do understand that one thing. So you're going to find your voice, and you're going to find your audience, and you're going to find your happiness.
And you'll be at one.
Yeah. Hopefully. Or don't do it, whatever. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Why am I here?
Quickly, just along the advice, you deal with a channel that you upload so much at once. A lot of people say, if you upload a lot at once, like it doesn't hit the subscriber box. How do you manage that consistency and what is the advice you give with, consistency of uploads, the type of content maybe that works for tags or titles of videos, all that kind of stuff?
I think it's kind of like a two-part feel. I feel like there's this quality versus quantity question here. In the world of YouTube, it can tend to be fickle in the sense if you're not producing stuff all the time, it's hard to keep an audience. There's no more world of like a one-off or two-off or three-off. If you want to keep an audience, you got to produce all the time. And that being said, you don't want to sacrifice the quality of your work too much because then you won't be happy with it. So your hope is that you can create a quality product a lot. And sometimes it is, your fans just want to see you. And the thing about the fourth wall, and I was talking about this earlier, is that with movies and television, that fourth wall is there. You got the actors, and they don't really have to interact with the people out there because it's not an intimate viewing experience. But with YouTube, they're watching you on their toilets. And they're watching you in class.
How's that going, you guys?
Yeah, how is it? You guys doing okay? Just relax.
Yeah,
breathe.
chill out.
We'll give you a second. Is that good? Is that good? You should flush. Courtesy flush.
Spray.
There's going to be people in there after you. We're going to talk to them too.
Sing.
So, what was I saying?
Cut. Jump cut.
Jump cut.
You
pooping?
In terms of tags or all that
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
so the fourth wall, the quick last thing on that. So you've got this fourth wall that's obliterated, and these people, whether or not they do, they think they know you. They think you're best friends. So this audience, there's this potential for audience interaction, which I ignored for 6 years on JoeBereta. We were always kind of a fourth wall.
And you would be in your comments, all that type of stuff.
We weren't the best at it, to be fair, but we appreciated it. But now I know that there is this potential and almost a need for closer audience interaction. So you vlog, you do some live vocal shows or something like that, where you make comments in the comment bars, Twitter, question and answer, all that stuff. You need to kind of extend past that no longer existing fourth wall, and that is a means of making some of that extra content that may not be the voice that you want to present, especially as a sketch comedian, but
it's important for the audience.
You're giving them that connection.
Yeah.
So there's that answer. And the other one is, as far as tags and all that stuff, man, I wish I knew. There's a bunch of algorithms and what. There's people
I don't know. I just was I'll ask.
There's people that know.
Yeah, I know. They're scientists.
And I don't get it. I've made really cool titles with capital letters and exclamation marks and thumbnails with
they
sexy
really
people.
Stood out.
Yeah, that I thought were great. But you never know what's going to hit. That's the other thing. That's the whole going back to just keep creating, because you're going to put something up that you're not very happy with, you maybe get a little lukewarm about, but it'll blow up. And then you'll put something that is like the most effort and heart you put in anything.
And then it doesn't.
And nothing. And that's the other thing. Don't ever take YouTube comments too seriously. Don't let them get to your heart, because there's going to be some good ones, but then you can get this overinflated ego, and nobody needs that. There's going to be some bad ones, and they're going to break your heart, and you don't need that. Just connect, try and be as real as a person with your audience as you can be, and you can only hope for the best.